What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the success of Godzilla vs. Kong. So this movie has made a good amount of money. I don't want to say like an enormous. I don't want to throw out those kind of words without us really, understanding or getting too far into the context, right? But this movie is doing really well, I think. And I assume it's doing much better than they themselves probably even thought, with obviously the current state of the world, with the way that the past 3 movies have went, which is every time a bigger budget and every time not really making a lot of money. More like, if you factor in marketing and all that kind of stuff, almost breaking even, maybe making a little money, but mainly just breaking even. And I think there was a lot of concern, even myself, we talked about this on this channel this past week, leading into this movie is, okay, like, will they do more? Now, the director of this movie did say he knows what he would do if you were to go forward. If there would be more sequels, he would want it to be mainly just on the monsters, next to no humans, which, thank God, and I would have kind of preferred you did that here, but I guess I get it. And that's the thing to remember, too. If you guys watched my review of this movie, I'm sorry, because I know there was a lot of people that didn't agree with me, but I hope this shows you that I'm able to kind of talk about both sides to it. Because while I definitely didn't like this movie, okay, almost not at all, I can respect and talk about and be happy for it, and be happy for the people that love this movie and want more, because I understand that. I'm able to talk about that. So hopefully this kind of puts me in better context with you guys, that I can talk about more than just my, negative feelings towards it. But look, this is going to spoil one thing, and it's not even about the movie, so it's kind of difficult. But if you don't want spoilers for literally the ending of Godzilla vs. Kong, turn away for like 5-10 seconds. Here we go. Ready? There is no credit scene of any kind. There's no mid credits, there's no end credits, and that's it. Okay, that's the spoiler. And so I wouldn't, it's hard because it's like, do you consider that a spoiler? The fact that there is nothing a spoiler. But what's kind of odd is there is hints of where you can go from there. Again, like the director himself talked about it, where they leave Kong and a lot of the humans characters. You can do a lot with it. You know what I mean? You could definitely make more movies if you wanted to. But the interesting thing is, like, they didn't even like attempt to be like, all right, well, let's blatantly set it, which, I actually respect that in terms of the movie itself. Actually, for the end credit stuff, or like the credit scenes in general, if you do that and you want to blatantly set up sequels, knock yourself out. In my opinion, knock yourself out. There's a difference, in my opinion, between doing it during the credits, when you have a choice to leave or stay or whatever, versus making the whole movie about setting up more things, or having literally the ending of the base film, be setting up something. That's a lot, in my opinion. That is a lot different, and they don't really do that here. They really don't. I mean, there's hints. You could kind of tell where it could go, but there's nothing that blatantly says, okay, we're almost expecting another movie. You know what I mean? Because if there's an end credits thing, yeah, you could just look at that as like they just want to kind of plug. Like, if there is a sequel, we don't even know if we'll get it. Then we'll, here's what it could be about. Or vice versa, you could be very confident, and whether you're right or wrong, you could be very confident in your chances of getting another movie, a sequel, and put something in there. So it's kind of odd that they didn't have anything, and that's what I, that's kind of the second half of this video. The movie is making money. Now, the budget of this movie is closer to $200 million. Now, marketing and like pushing the movie out there normally accounts for around double the budget. So like, and I keep saying that, I'll explain why in a second. Normally it'd be like 400 million, all right? But with the way the world is right now, I don't know what money things have changed. So maybe they're not putting as much money in to promoting it as they would normally. Another thing to remember is, obviously, yes, movie theaters are important, and the money that they're earning from that is important. But flip side, you have HBO Max. I personally watched this on HBO Max. I think a lot of people are going to watch this on HBO Max. So much like the Snyder Cut, much like Justice League, you have to look at subscribers to HBO Max. people that stayed on to watch this, people that won't cancel immediately after, and then normal streaming numbers of the movie. How many millions of people literally watched it from HBO Max, right? Those are all numbers that are a lot harder to get a hold of. In fact, if they don't say it out loud, then you really aren't going to know, which kind of sucks. And that's why personally, I like the box office, because at least you know when a movie does good, does okay, does terrible, bombs, stuff like that. You know. You don't really know if it's on a subscription service, because they can keep those numbers all to themselves. You know what I mean? But I would assume, look, it's already, when I'm recording this, and this is going to be like a day before you guys watch it, it's at like 120-ish million that it's earned. I think this movie could now, because it's tough, like drops every week that this movie is out, it's probably going to be enormous because of, the world with movie theaters. But I would imagine it probably gets somewhere close to 200 million, if not more. 250 million. So right there, you've made half, slightly more than half of what you need to break even. I would say maybe I would actually probably argue more than half. So you have that. You have the HBO, Max, side of everything. I really think you can do it. I really think this movie is going to be profitable, which you could argue a movie that's Godzilla versus Kong better be profitable, because if that's not profitable, you're in so much trouble. You know what I mean? If you can't put those two against each other and you don't make money, that's a big issue. I guess then after that, it would just kind of come down to, all right, Kong didn't do all that well. The two Godzilla movies didn't do all that well. We put them together. It did good. It made money, but again, like, it's tough because, like, we don't know. It's hard to measure the money. You know what I mean? So, like, if in all they, like, say the revenue is like $550, $600 million, and again, that's insanely hard, because how do you convert HBO Max, like, statistics, right? Their analytics. How do you convert that to money? Now, you can in some ways, but you can't in others. So, like, but if it gets there, it's like, all right, well, we put these two together. It did break even. It did make us a couple $100 million, but it only made us a couple $100 million. Whereas the other ones, we barely broke even. We broke even and we made maybe a little bit. This one, we put them together and we still didn't destroy. So, like, it's tough. I mean, you can go both ways. I think this movie is probably surprising them, is I wonder if they didn't expect it to do all that well. I think it is doing good. I don't know if we'll get more. I think it's definitely a situation where we could, but will it go back to what the other ones are? It's kind of what I'm saying. Not in terms of quality. Quality aside, you can have whatever opinion you want. I can have whatever opinion I want. That's why, it doesn't really matter what I think about Godzilla vs. Kong. It matters how well it's doing. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not saying if they did Kong 2 or Godzilla 3, I'm not saying, like, the quality would be bad. But if they do it, is it going back to, okay, well, we continue to increase the budget here, and we're not making the money back. We're breaking even, if that, right? I don't know if they want to go back to that. So then you have to keep putting these two together and see how it kind of just goes in an everlasting circle, basically. So I would predict that maybe we'll get another one. I don't want to say like a guarantee. I guess it's a prediction. I think we probably will get more. I really do. I think this movie will probably be successful enough where they'll do another one, and if that one bombs or that one just kind of reverts back to the other ones, maybe they'd stop there. So that would be my prediction, but I definitely want to hear from you guys in the comments below. So what do you think? Do you think this movie's going to make them money? Do you think they'll make more of these monster films? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on so you know all these videos go up. If you guys want to subscribe to my second channel, Podcast Now Plus is its name. I'll leave a link for it in the description below. Would love to have you guys supporting me really anywhere that you guys want to. All my other social media stuff is in the description as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.